what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Let's talk about Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? The star player for the Dallas Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? I've been very critical of Luka. Number one, because he has this rapid fan base. His fan base might be worse than LeBron fans. You know what I'm saying? And you even have people out there, shout out to my boy Valley. But even beyond that, like you have people out there comparing them to LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about Luka. Now, as you guys saw my video on Monday, I said the Boston Celtics keyword should win the finals this year. Better team. Me personally, even though I'm not a big fan of Joe Maslam, whatever his name is, Joe on the Celtics, I would take him over Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's a flat out bum. And if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I'm not signing this bum. I'm sorry. Like Jason Kidd's not good. He's literally being carried by Luka and Kyrie. But it is what it is. But if he wins this finals, could he be the best player in the NBA? Could he be the best player in the NBA? Because Nikola Jokic is out. He lost to the guy that Luka beat, Anthony Edwards, at home too. And he lost 2 games in Denver to the same guy that Luka beat in Minnesota more times than he beat him in Dallas. Luka's the Western Conference champion, MVP champion. So, it's a conversation. Definitely if he wins. Now, granted, once again, I have the Boston Celtics winning. Oh, I do have the Celtics winning, yes, but the winner should be the Celtics. It should be the Celtics, but Dallas is no joke. Luka strives for the moment. He strives in playoff time. And when his back's against the wall, he shows up. Dude just dropped like 30. It was literally 61-39 against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 5. Do you know this is the second time he's did this because he blew out the Phoenix Suns like 56-21 at halftime. That's how, that's impressive. You have to admit, that's impressive. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And now that he has a actually sidekick, he replaced Jalen Brunson with Kyrie Irving. And I'm so happy for Kyrie, man. I'm so happy for Kyrie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyrie, people criticize Kyrie off the court, and you had people, you had idiots who don't know what they're talking about, who just follow the media anywhere they go. And they were like criticizing Kyrie to the point where they were talking about he needs to retire. Bro, you had this clown Stephen A. Smith talking about Kyrie needs to retire because he wouldn't, do something that the NBA wanted him to do and take the medicine that, that doesn't matter now in 2024. You had people coming at Kyrie, but now Kyrie, he's the leader of this Mavericks team. He's not the best player, but he's definitely the leader. He's the voice of reasoning. He's older now. He's 32. He's, way more mature than he was with the Celtics. And, yeah, he's more mature than he was with the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? So, he knows his role. He can still bow out. I will say this. Kyrie does have games throughout this. And, listen, Kyrie's getting up there in age. He's 32 years old. He's one of my favorite players. Kyrie, he's a baller. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting up there. Even this game 5, he didn't have the best game. And even some of those games against the Clippers and OKC. The reason why OKC won some of those games against the Mavs is because Kyrie had like 16 points, 14 points. Maybe I know he messed up his shoulder, but maybe he's injured. Maybe the age is getting up to him, but he's doing his job with Luka. And could Luka be the best player in the league if he wins this finals? He's definitely going to win finals MVP. No ifs, ands, or buts. If the Mavericks win, Luka's the finals MVP. There's no way the NBA is going to give it to Kyrie. And, who else you going to give it to? Tim Hardaway Jr.? And I like Tim Hardaway Jr., but come on, bro. Luka's even if he averages 25, 4 and 4, they're still giving him the MVP. But, listen, Nikola Jokic bounced in the second round. Giannis bounced in the first round and injured. And if he beats Jason Tatum, he has to be the best player in the league as of going into next season, in the whole offseason, and going into the playoffs next year. Because, he's been balling these playoffs. You can't knock it. He's been balling this playoffs. He's been balling this whole regular season, despite Jason Kidd. And once again, if I'm the Mavericks, why would you sign this bum? He's not good. He's just not good. He's literally being carried by Luka and Kyrie. Like superstars do this all the time. Now, granted, Luka needs to win the championship for me to consider him a superstar, but borderline superstars and star players can carry horrible coaching, and that's what Jason Kidd is. He's a horrible coach. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And this Derek Lively kid that you guys got this season, the rookie, he's coming into his own. Now, granted, he is injured. I know he got injured game 3, missed game 4, and game 5 he came back and I knew he took a shot to the back of the head. I'm assuming that he's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that he's good to play, that he's not injured. I mean, but he's gonna have a handful of Porzingis. I will say that he's gonna definitely have a handful with Porzingis and Tatum. But I mean, Derek Lively with Kyrie, Luka. I mean, if you win with this, I mean, Doncic is the best player in the league. He's definitely the best player in the league. And you beat an up-and-coming Anthony Edwards. Now, granted, once again, I'm not going to take a massive dump over Ant first time, but I mean, this Timberwolves team was hot. No diddy. This Timberwolves team was hot. They came out. I mean, shoot. I mean, the way they beat the defending champions, and then who they beat in the first round. Then they beat the big 3 Phoenix Suns, even though we all know the Suns were fraudulent. And then for Dallas to beat them in Minnesota 3 times in a row. They beat them. People don't realize that. They beat them 3 times in a row in Minnesota. That's impressive. And Luka Doncic balled out in every single one of those games, won the Western Conference champion MVP. So, I mean, he could be the best player. And then there's going to be a lot of people saying that Nikola Jokic stole the MVP from him, even though, me personally, Luka was number 5 in the West. He didn't deserve the MVP for the regular season. I do think Joker, SGA, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I do think Jason Tatum deserved it more than him. I mean, when you're 5th, I mean, come on, bro. Seeding has to count. You know what I'm saying? If you're a number 1 seed and you're putting up 30 points and having you should be in the MVP conversation. Now, if Luka was number 2 or 3. Then we can have a conversation. And yeah, it's a discussion. But number 5, nah. Number 5, nah. We good. But I mean, could he be the best player in the league? I mean, we would have to put him there. We did it with Joker. We did it with Giannis. We did it with Curry when he won in 2022. We did it with LeBron in 2020. And it's crazy to think that this decade is going to have 4 different players that we consider the best player in the league. LeBron was 2020. What's his name? Giannis was 2021. Curry was 2022. Joker was last year, and it could be Luka or Jason Tatum this year. It's beyond, man. This might be the decade of parity. You know what I'm saying? No more LeBron versus Curry. No more Kobe versus Tim Duncan and Shaq versus Tim Duncan. No more Jordan versus whoever comes out the West. No more Bird and Magic. This might be the era of parity since the 70s. So, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I mean, we would have to put him as the best player in the league. If Luka Doncic does win this finals, we have to put him as the best player in the league. We did it with Joker. We did it with Giannis. We did it with Curry. We did it with LeBron. We got to keep that same energy. At least I would. And I know I'm going to have a lot of people, RJ, you hate Doncic. I don't hate Doncic. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just his fans. His fans annoy me. Just the deriding of Doncic is just beyond annoying. It's almost as annoying as Kobe's and LeBron's and Jordan's. You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is, man. But that's my thoughts. What are yours? I want to ask this question to anybody in the comment section. Do you think the Mavericks will win this series? And do you think if Luka Doncic, because Luka's going to get the MVP. He's going to get the finals MVP. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But is Luka Doncic the best player going into next season throughout this offseason until the next year's 2025's playoffs? That's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ out.